It was really telling, not just in what happened today, and the pretrial motions by the defense when they came out and they said Cassie, Jane, Mia, they weren't victims and they didn't have a statutory right to address the court. Judge Subramanian came out and really took offense, said it was inappropriate, and I think the defense missed an opportunity here. I don't think there was any world where he was going to get time served, but to make this about Sean Diddy Combs and not about the victims, 5 different lawyers testified for the defense. Only one of them mentioned any of the victims. And that one lawyer, Brian Steele, who's one of the best, said Cassie consented. She knew what she was getting herself into. So really tone deaf. And if you want to go into sentencing and ask for leniency, you got to put on a strong mitigation case and talk about the victims and what you did wrong. Today completely missed the point.
Yeah, talking about tone deaf, that video that we were playing, this 11-minute, documentary style. People said it looked like a slick campaign ad. Everybody inside the court said it landed with a thud, that it was that it backfired, and and using the word Neama just used, tone deaf.
I've never seen that introduced in a sentencing. I don't know if everybody has the capabilities to introduce that. You know what the problem with that video is? Everything you saw in that video, hugging people, charity events, he was committing crimes. He was committing crimes while doing all that.
Yeah.
So that's the problem with that. And that was a big theme that came out today, too. It was the idea of, you say you're sorry. You say you will never do this again. I hope you're right. The problem is every time you said that, when you made the apology video after the Cassie tape came out, afterwards, you beat up Jane.
Let's just remind the audience.
Yeah.
The video of him beating up Cassie came out. First of all, the allegations of him beating up Cassie came out. He denies it, says it's a lie.
Correct.
Then the video comes out showing who the real liar is. Then after the video comes out, he makes this big mea culpa on Instagram where he says, I'm mortified, I'm horrified, I'm going to seek therapy, I'm a changed man.
And then afterwards, he beats up Jane,
one of the
victims in this case. And when he was arrested, comes to New York to surrender himself in the hotel room, was evidence of a freak-off, the main allegation in this case. So the idea is, how can the judge believe that he's different? Now, I will say this. I'm going to actually counter Neama a bit, even though he was 100% right. I think that him talking about his past, talking about the trauma in his life, his children speaking in court today, I think that had an effect. I was thinking 5 to 7 years in prison. I think that was mitigation that reduced it to 4 years for him. I think the defense did help him in that sense.
Neama, at one point, prosecutors stunned everybody in court when they revealed that Sean Combs had already set up speaking engagements for himself in Miami next week. They called it, quote, the height of hubris.
Elizabeth, I've been very critical of the prosecution in this case, but today they won the day. Really extraordinary. And you named it. Combs set up a speaking engagement next week in Miami. He believed, apparently, that he was going to be free next week and have this opportunity. So then you have Brian Steele again. He has to get up there and try to explain this away, this really presumptuous engagement that had already been scheduled. First, he said it was healing. Then they bring the executive director of this nonprofit to say it was a teaching engagement. But it was too late. The damage was done, and those lawyers were on the run. And it wasn't just that. Some of the arguments today, I couldn't believe were coming out of some of the best defense attorneys in the country. We talked about the video. That completely missed the mark. But there was a point today where I believe it was Steele. He said that Diddy is so broke that no one would change places with him. Meanwhile, 5 lawyers are making arguments on his behalf. If I was the judge, I'd say you lost all credibility. Yeah, you lost all credibility at that point. So
yeah, it was interesting. Jesse, obviously, Sean Combs did not testify at trial, which is his right. Everybody has the right not to take the stand in their own trial. He spent about 12 minutes on the stand, however, today, begging for mercy from the judge, promising that he's a changed man, but not exactly taking full accountability.
I'm really glad you mentioned that. For 80% of his speech, it was more talking about how he committed domestic violence and he's sorry that he hurt Jane and he's sorry that he hurt Cassie. He didn't address what he was convicted of until the very end. In the very end, he did say, I do take responsibility for my Mann Act convictions, the transportation to engage in prostitution. Part of me thought he was never going to say that because he didn't want to say anything that would jeopardize his appeal.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.